Hey guys, Lunar Spawn 27 here, bringing you Bleach, chapter 606, Divine Division. So the chapter begins right where it left off. Ichibei is lecturing to Yhwach after his previous attack. He told him not to call his name, but he refuses to listen. He sends him away to repent for what he's done. He refuses to abide. He's aged, but he still acts like a troublemaking brat, which leaves Ichibei little choice but to forfeit Yhwach's life. And we're shown Ichibei's face, which looks exactly like the last panel in the last page of the previous chapter, except, slightly bigger, showing more of his beard. Alright, in all seriousness here, I really do like the artwork used on Ichibei's face. His eyes really did go pure white, and the shading on his face makes him more menacing. Kubo did a really good job on the artwork on Ichibei's face. So Yhwach pulls out his sword, and Ichibei is about to pull out his paintbrush, but we cut back to the Seireitei seeing a mysterious figure carrying a package saying, "Wait, Nisama." Who is this mysterious figure, and what is this package that this person is carrying? Well, I'll tell you later, but depending on how you'd react, you might react either surprised or a bit annoyed. We then cut back to Urahara, who is drawing something on the ground with his cane. I'm assuming this has got something to do with his plan to help Ichigo and the others and the Shinigami to fight against Yhwach or something. Maybe it's some sort of symbol that he's drawing on the ground. But he's approached by someone, not the same mysterious figure that we saw in the last page, by the way. But this person asks Urahara what he was doing outside, to which Urahara replies, saying that he's doing all the preparation waiting on these guys. And who are these guys? Is it A, the Fullbringers, or B, Grimmjow and the Arrancar army? If you've guessed either one of these, congratulations, you are wrong! The answer is actually C, the rest of the Vizards. Yay. Okay, well, to be fair, I like Love and Hachi, so it's cool seeing them back. Hiyori and Lisa, on the other hand, yeah. Okay, I know I sound harsh when it comes to the Vizards returning and all. It's just that Kubo's been giving the Vizards a pretty hard time. I mean, look at Kensei, Rose, and Shinji. Kensei and Rose are zombies now. Shinji, we don't know what the hell happened to him. And Mashiro? I seriously don't know what the hell happened with Mashiro. She has literally disappeared in this arc. I mean, the last time we saw her, she and Kensei were training Shuhei to use his Bankai, and that happened before the second invasion started. Well, let's just hope that Hiyori and the rest will redeem the Vizards and, do something that Kensei, Rose, and Shinji couldn't do for some unexplained reason, and that is use their hollow masks! Sorry, that still bugs the hell out of me to this day. But then again, we don't know if the rest of the Vizards are going to participate in any battles. Anyway, we get a better look at the four, and out of all of them, the only appearances that have ever changed are Lisa's and Love's, and that's saying much considering that we see Love wearing a hoodie. Hiyori's just wearing a baseball cap, and I think Hachigen has his arm back now. I don't know if that's true or not, but if Hachigen did get his arm back, I'm assuming he used a Kido spell to regrow it, or Unohana or Orihime healed him. Also, Hiyori is carrying a sack of something with her. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Probably more of that reishi stuff that they gathered when they were fixing those tears back in the world of the living. Anyway, originally the plan was to wait for the rest of the Vizards to show up so that they can all go up to the Soul King's palace together, but because of certain circumstances, the plan has changed for Ichigo, Chad, Orihime, Yoruichi, and Ganju to go on ahead. Hiyori asks him what he's going to do if they die up there by themselves, but Urahara goes silent. Hiyori then assumes what Urahara was thinking, assuming that it doesn't matter if they die as long as they can slow down the enemy. But before they can continue, the mysterious figure that we saw previously shows up, and it turns out that this is Yoruichi's sibling. That's right, people, Yoruichi has a sister, or brother. To be honest, I really don't know if this person is male or female, but this person is Yuushirou Shihoin, the 23rd head of the Shihoin clan, House of Godly Gears, or Tenshihei Soban. Okay, how do I feel about Yuushirou so far? Well, Yuushirou seems okay, and unlike some new characters that are recently introduced, Yuushirou does have a purpose, and it was to bring those things that Yuushirou was carrying that we saw a couple of pages ago, which according to Urahara, those things will surely be of help to Yoruichi. I don't know if this is him comforting Yuushirou, because Yuushirou was crying because it's been so long since he or she saw Yoruichi. Which leads me to my one problem that I have with introducing this new character. It came completely out of nowhere. Yoruichi has never once talked about her clan, let alone her younger sibling. And you think after what happened in the Soul Society arc, she can now stay in contact with her clan, but from what Yuushirou has said, she hasn't seen her clan or her younger sibling for a very long time. Or maybe she had, because if I recall in the Soul Society arc, Yoruichi gave Ichigo that cloak that he was able to use to float, since the Shihoin clan is actually the House of Godly Gears. But come to think of it, Yoruichi was the only person from the Shihoin clan that we've ever seen. I mean, we haven't seen any of the other clan members, or them helping out with the Shinigami in the other battles in the previous arcs. Or maybe they did, or maybe they were mentioned before, but I must have missed it. Well, I just hope that Yuushirou is going to be better than those two stupid Shinigami that were introduced at the very beginning of this arc. Okay, now back with the chapter. The whole group is now going to prepare for whatever they're going to do. And Urahara did say that the reason why he sent Ichigo and the others up ahead was because it was for the sake of the Seireitei. To which reminds Hiyori that it always pissed her off when Urahara says something like this. So then we come back to the battle between Yhwach and Ichibei as we see them clashing paintbrush and sword. Honestly, I'm really glad that we didn't skip this fight. Yhwach points out that Ichibei's demeanor has changed. He was so full of glee before, but once he made up his mind to kill Yhwach, his expression turned ghastly. Yhwach then swings his sword, but Ichibei dodges and swings his paintbrush, to which Yhwach blocks it with his arm. Thus, we learn about Ichibei's ability, and I was confused on how the ability works, but luckily thanks to a comment from Frozen Zerker who explained to me how Ichibei's ability works. So thank you, Frozen Zerker. So Ichibei's paintbrush, to which we can all assume that this is his Zanpakuto, is not able to cut through flesh, but it can cut names. The name of Yhwach's arm has been split in two. In Japanese, arm means ude, and since the name has been split in two, the de is gone, leaving just the u, which in English is just r. So the m or was split away from the name. And since the name of Yhwach's arm has been split, this also applies to his physical strength. So Yhwach's arm has only half of its abilities and half of its strength. However, Yhwach still tries to swing his sword, but according to Ichibei, it's now become a chore as he swipes his paintbrush at Yhwach, slicing technically his name in half, which means all of his abilities have now been split in two, and then he swipes his paintbrush again, slamming him all the way back inside the space at the royal palace that he drew in the previous chapter. God damn, Ichibei is no joke. Ichibei then asks Yhwach, how does it feel to be torn asunder by your most hated leader of the Shinigami with only half the effort? But Yhwach, even though his powers have now been split in half, is still able to get up and replies to Ichibei, do I look like I'm suffering? As he's surrounded by a ring of Ryatsu, and that is where the chapter ends. So yeah, that is Bleach chapter 606. What did I think? Honestly, I thought this chapter was pretty decent. The fight between Ichibei and Yhwach was really good so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of the fights. Ichibei shows how his naming ability can help him in his fight, and he's proven to be a really strong opponent against Yhwach, which I really like. However, I still think Yhwach is going to win, obviously, because, you know, Ichigo being the main character, he has to fight against the new main villain. But I don't see Ichibei dying. He might lose, I don't know how he's going to lose, but there might be a chance that their fight might either end in a draw or someone interrupts them. I'm kind of wondering what's going on with the Stern Reachers that have been revived and how the rest of the Squad Zero members are doing right now. But my problem is with Haschwald and Uryu. Ever since they shown up, all they've done was just stand there and watch and do nothing. Well, Haschwald did explain to them how the Ashwallen works, but aside from that, they've done practically nothing. Are they ever going to do anything? Are we going to see them do anything? As for what was going on in the Seireitei, it seems there's been a lot of suspicion as of late with Urahara, and it's understandable considering the reason that he told Yuushirou why he sent Yoruichi, Ichigo, and the others up on ahead instead of waiting for the rest of the Vizards, all for the sake of the Seireitei. There have been also rumors that Urahara might be a villain. That would be pretty surprising, and honestly, I like Urahara so much that I really don't want him to be the villain, but if he does become a villain, maybe I will like him either way. I don't know, but yeah, there's been a lot of suspicion going on with Urahara. I've already talked about how I felt about the Vizards showing up and about Yuushirou showing up, but I'm pretty sure Yuushirou will have more of a purpose than some of the new characters that have been recently introduced in this arc. But I hope that this person is the last new character that gets introduced in this arc, because the last thing I want right now is to get even more characters in this arc that we've never seen before. We're still waiting on freaking Grimjaw, we're still waiting on the Fullbringers, we're still waiting on several other characters that haven't shown up for a very long time. The last thing we'd want right now is another cast of new characters at this point. But I'm gonna let Yuushirou slide because I know this person has to have more of a purpose, and especially since this is Yoruichi's younger sibling. As for what Urahara plans to do now with the rest of the Vizards and Yuushirou, I really have no idea at this point, but I think it's to prepare the rest of the Shinigami to enter into the Soul King's palace, or maybe to give Ichigo and the others something very important to them, or something. We don't know, but hopefully that might be addressed later on, probably in the next couple of chapters. Hell, I'm still like hung up over what happened in the previous chapter with the whole Kamikake thing. I thought we were going to know more about that thing, but I guess not. Maybe not until like the next 30 to 50 chapters, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens next. So tell me guys, what do you think of this chapter of Bleach? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What are your first impressions on this new character Yuushirou? Are you happy to see the return of the rest of the Vizards? And what are your thoughts so far on the Ichibei versus Yhwach fight? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like the video if you like it, and subscribe to more videos, and be sure to check out my Facebook fan page and Google+. So yeah, that is Bleach chapter 606. I'm going to spawn 27, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.